All right. Blessed be high on my soul and all that's within me. Bless his holy set apart name. Name. All right, you can hear me now. Name. All right, you can hear me now. All praises. Hold on, I'll be right back, family. Let me check this chicken. That's a shame. All that video, all that I did, that's okay. Because I'm going to do it again. I know they messing with me. I ain't even worried about it. These things ain't going to stop. Check this chicken. I'll be with you in a second, fam. I just want to check this chicken. Boy. All right. I got a lot I want to talk about. I just got done watching this few videos from ABC News Channel on all praises, sis. Blessed be high with my soul and all that's within me. Bless his holy set apart name. In Yeshua, the true and living word, we shall continue to be confident and he shall be glorified. So I wanted to I just got done watching ABC News Channels. There's a video called Nowhere to Run. And it was basically just an interview from ABC News Channel to the Ahmaud A family on just giving us an outlook on Ahmaud and just, you know, what the background of what kind of kid he was growing up and the mother's response, just days before the whole situation. And I'm glad that we got that, because all it did was confirm things in my heart. It wasn't like, oh, I didn't know. The only people that would have had a negative perception that had to have a mind rearranged or people that are already they were unknowingly racist. Okay, that's the only people. Well, like the one lady said, don't be racist. But what's he doing over there? Girl, shut up. Okay. So first I have here was basically in the beginning you have him running and the brothers talked about how he liked to run, how he liked to jog, and smell the sea salt. And the Satilla shores were it's like near a beach, you know what I mean? Kind of like a beach theme or area. He lived across the highway from it where it was basically like our people. It wasn't a privileged area. It was, basically how our people are. You go to suburbs, they got nice houses and pools and all that. And he was just curious, he's just a curious kid. What I wrote in the notes was Jackie Johnson, which was the first district attorney who happened to be Greg McMichael's old boss. She went away from the case. She denied the case and basically helped them get off from calling the cops at the scene, letting them know, hey, let them off, whatever have you. So she is just as guilty. And little does she know, my prayers will when I say let the blood of Ahmaud hunt them, that's going to be my new way of saying anybody that had a hand in this situation on the side of the wrong, let the blood of Ahmaud Arbery cry out against you. So Jackie Johnson, let the blood of Ahmaud Arbery cry out against you. The whole district attorney's office, and for those who did not do their job, let the blood of Ahmaud Arbery cry out against you. Shalom and peace to you, my brother, Mr. Good. So I was watching a video that was, this is what really flamed me to come on here, because it's a video that they had last year basically saying from Court TV, no bond for the father. Oh, thank you, brother. I want to show y'all my shirt I'm featuring. Y'all check the shirt. I says kindness, right? Not covering up crimes and killers, right? But kindness. Psalms 33, verse 20. Check it out, y'all. Because I was taking my braids. I done got sick and tired of them braids, y'all. I had to take them braids out. I'm probably going to do some little twist in my head. But yeah, check it out. My little shirt. See my little shirt? So yeah, y'all. But I was just sitting there watching. The ABC news channel has videos I encourage y'all to watch. Called Nowhere to Run, and it's talking about it's just the family. It's the family's interview. being interviewed by ABC News Channel in regards to the mother sharing her days before it happened, her son with us, and giving us just, his desire, what he wanted to be, just things like that. To help you see him as a man, a young man who did not deserve to be shot down like less than a deer in the street. And not only that, but it also gives you an outlook on how the fact that the whole police did had the video from day one, and they did not even release this. When you want to know who released the video, it was actually WGIG of iHeartRadio, and they posted the video on their Twitter account. And the address is what got me, y'all. Let me show you what the address was. Tell me if the Most High's not talking. I gotta put this in here. Disregard the 0, but 144. The mother says she was praying and praying and praying. It was 74 days after Ahmaud was shot that they actually got arrested. And when they were arrested, they were picked up in a Ford Chevy. We have Jackie Johnson, the first district attorney that basically removed herself from the situation, and also was the one that had the cops dismiss it on behalf of them being charged and arrested that day, February 23rd, 2020. And then she places a former friend of Gregory, which was George Barnhill, and our good old diligent sister Wanda Jones Cooper, the mother of Ahmaud, was doing some diligent research and basically went on the Facebook of Gregory McMichael and found out that George Barnhill was friends and he should not have been on the case. And so she would call every morning and it would fall on deaf ears. But unbeknownst to those people, that the prayers of the Most High of his children availeth much. The prayers of the righteous availeth much. And so 74 days later, they were arrested. And so just as Ahmaud's life was unexpectedly taken by the McMichaels, the racist redneck hillbillies, their arrest, I pray that it came unto them as unexpected. And, even more than that, I'm sure the guilty charge was unexpected for them as well. So I'm sure they're going to have a lot more unexpected news coming down their way, because I'm going to continue to pray against these 3 pigs, not only them, but the district attorneys who did not do their job and the officers who did not do their job, who were negligent on the day of February 23rd, 2020, and the days afterwards concerning Ahmaud Arbery and the respect that he gave to his mother. Now, mind you, they had this video from day one, but yet they tell the mother, oh, your son was shot due to a burglary. So my daughter and I went in prayer and asked the Father, and we petitioned on behalf of Ahmaud Arbery's mother and her family, that every single cop and every single district attorney and every single person who had any filthy little hand in regards to this, even down to Diego Perez and that racist lady riding by, every single body that saw in that window that man being shot. And mind you, you hear 3 gunshots go off. Why wasn't any other 911 calls of, I just heard a gunshot in my area? Nobody else called, which means everybody saw him. They said, whenever they say in the quiet neighborhood, please don't ignore that. In other words, it's so quiet, their eyes and the blinds being moved make more noise than their mouths can, and speaking out against wickedness. And what I mean by this is, I'm sure from the McMichaels chasing him, pursuing him, I'm sure from, now this is a sunny day, so people are out, it's nice, it's Sunday, they're home chilling. So I'm sure they're in their windows. Their nose, this is what nosy Caucasians do. Then once Roddy began to follow, from the first gunshot, you would expect that people start coming out. Just as the way the lady, which was Diego Perez's wife, expressed when they were coming from church, and they saw Owen Wade went down there to say what was going on. When you notice during the police cams, you don't see people standing by and being curious to what happened. It's a everybody mind their business type thing. But I'm so sure that many people saw, there were many witnesses, but the witnesses we're in agreement with each other that we don't want to be witnesses because we don't want to go to trial against the McMichaels. You know, this is a hillbilly neighborhood, and we don't really call the cops because Gregors, the McMichaels are the cops in our neighborhoods, and we'll get Diego Perez to get his gun and go figure things out and things of the such. Not to mention the wife of Diego Perez stated that she has a Facebook social media platform where they communicate with each other. So I'm sure from that platform on the Facebook little group forum that they all let everybody know, hey guys, did you see anything? No, I didn't see anything. If anyone would have said, yeah, I saw something, they would have said, you actually didn't see anything. You just want to kind of, mind your business. He was a robber. This was their conscience was soothed with the fact that he was a burglar. He was a burglar. But yet there's no police reports of. Now, just because somebody got a report, could have been somebody covering somebody when thinking because if you look on the videos, there's only a police report filed when a black man or a black young man is running around in a house, abandoned house. And every single one that walked in there, none of them look like they're stumbling over themselves. They can't hardly see, and it's so dark. It seems to appear that there's some kind of light out there. But she goes, we didn't have any street lights, or it was very, very dark. But on the daggone footage, it shows that they're looking around in the nighttime. Not only that, what really struck me as suspect was that why wasn't Diego Perez on the stand? Why was his wife on the stand? Now, I mean, if I didn't see the interview, please interject and let me know what day it was, because I caught the trial towards the end. They started this trial a day after my Earth Day. And I was just really, troubled at the fact that the cops had this video from day one, and they still told his mother that he was shot because of burglary. But you know what? This is how the wicked are. They're so used to getting away with stuff. So the law enforcement had the video from day one, but told her he was shot during a burglary. William Roddy goes to the news. And now let me tell you something. In my last video I tried to do, which they did not allow the volume to be on. Somebody's messing with my volume. I'm sure the lawyer of William Roddy had something to do with WGIG releasing that video. And the reason I say the reason he had something to do with it is because he kept stating that my client's the one that was the witness, and so he thought that this video being released, and had the nerve. I think it was on CNN. I don't know the guy's name, but he's like on one of the he's that one Caucasian guy that was on there, because I don't watch much of news like that. He was like saying, the lawyer attorney on behalf of Roddy was like, he's just got a high school degree. He's a mechanic, so he really don't know much. And tried to play Roddy like he was all the dumb, when you would have to blame some of this retardation on the attorney, because if you actually saw that video and thought that was going to make your client look innocent, our Father put a delusion spirit upon y'all, because had it not been for the delusional spirit our Father put on y'all, and y'all would have seen that video would have made you look right, it wouldn't have been released. So no, Roddy's not to think, but the creator above is to think, because the Father literally put a confused, delusional spirit on them to think that was going to make them look good, to the point at the scene. I believe Greg or Travis, one of them said, Roddy got it on film. Roddy got it on film. And when they're mentioning trying to get bail, they talk like as if they're they mind their business. They don't really get no trouble. Shut that up. And another thing I'm sick and tired of. I'm sick and tired of whenever a wicked Edomite is doing a crime, they always want to try to praise what their occupations. I don't give a John Brown if you went down in deep sea ocean and got some shark tooth. I don't care if you went overseas and shot and won 3 or was in 2-3 wars. You convincing us that you're a good citizen because you were overseas in wars, and that you killed somebody over here, a fellow civilian of the United States, minding their business. And you supposed to convince me because you was in 2 I'm supposed to believe you ain't psychotic, got your mental crazy deranged mind after killing somebody? Listen to this. Listen to this nonsense here. Y'all ain't gonna believe the irony of Edom.
And we'll know with facts and not speculation.
Hold up. Let me take this back a little bit.
How now? And it's Greg and Travis.
All right, so first you're gonna hear the state mentioning how they are not fit to be basically the state presenting their argument on why they should not be out on bail. And then you're going to hear the district attorney for the McMichaels stating how he is no threat to society. Listen to this.
McMichael are a danger to person, property, and the
That's
community.
The state.
This man is not a risk of life.
I dropped the yellow paint on your carpet.
Which one?
That one. Sorry, but
it's washable. I'll get the carpet shampoo. But thank you for telling me. Tell your sister to go get that carpet shampoo and stuff and spray it on top of it until I get down there.
I don't want to.
All right, just do what I said.
Okay.
A bond is a matter of right. And the facts of this case as presented in State's Exhibit number 4, and now with the video and stills that the court has seen, demonstrate that these defendants, Greg and Travis McMichael, are a danger to person, property, and the community. This man is not a risk of life. He poses no danger to the community whatsoever. Certainly not a risk of committing felonies.
He said he poses no danger to the community whatsoever. Then he goes on to say he's certainly not a risk or flight to commit any felonies. Here he is, charged in custody for a felony, and you want us to, and mind you, why they got them sitting next to each other? Since when you would commit a crime with somebody, you allowed to sit with your accomplice? Y'all supposed to be separated. You're not supposed to be sitting next to each other. These are not the kind of liberties they would have given our people. Got them sitting next to each other in little suits. Take them doggone suits off and put on your jumpsuit. You're not getting out. I don't want to see your glasses. I don't want to see your suit. I don't want to see your tie. I don't want to see any of that performance crap. And you're not free, America. You're still under Britain law. We ain't stupid.
And we'll know with facts and not speculation that he's never tried to intimidate witness or obstruct justice. I'll now submit to the court.
Obstruct justice? You mean to tell us you ain't trying to obstruct justice? When your dad sat there, you obstruct justice from the first thing that came out your mouth when the cop came to the scene with her body cam, and you was like, he started fighting me. Fighting you, why? Because you had a whole gun pointed at him. When he kept trying to move away from you, you pursued him. You are a threat. You are a problem. They need to send these funny looking clowns to Rikers Island. This is the kind of people they need to go to Rikers. Of course, they're going to be in protective custody. Why didn't Khalif Browder get the opportunity to be in protective custody? Why did he have to go in solitary confinement? Why are your murderers? Then when his attorney was complaining about Roddy, like, oh, you don't have a television? I mean, you don't have a remote control. He's being oppressed. What? You know what? When Esau goes into captivity, boy, man, I'm telling you, I bet y'all can't even imagine what it'd be like to go a day in our shoes. Have your children snatched from you. Have your baby infants hung from the trees and with chains around her neck, being treated like a dog on a leash and hopping and skipping with your little mollies. Getting their hands smacked if they was to think they was going to get a biscuit or some gravy. Their mom in the kitchen busting their behinds, but they couldn't get nothing to eat. I just imagine what y'all would have went through, having to wear hand-me-down rags. Seeing your fellow family members being beat brutally in front of you or raped, butt broken. Your mother having to nurse another child, and her infant is sitting there crying and hungry.
Where Greg McMichael refers to what happened, the shooting, as a good deed.
He said he used the shooting as a good deed. Do you hear these pigs? I can't even believe that the attorney actually repeated this madness. Hey, every single one of those district attorneys, the blood of Ahmaud A cries out against you. Defense attorney Jackie and the whole household of the Barnhills, the blood of Ahmaud A cries out against you. This man is the devil. These are the devils right before you.
Every minute. I appreciate it. I just all night I can't sleep. I can't go. I got my mask on and everything. I'm trying to sleep, but I can't. It's just I wake up every 15 or 20 minutes,
We don't care about the sleep you're losing. We don't give a John Brown. Guess what? Join the club, because for 74 days and counting, Ahmaud Arbery's mother could not sleep. Do you know that her son was born on Mother's Day? Not that we could celebrate that, but that was her baby. That was her baby. He had just came home back from school because things wasn't working out, and he was going through a shipment. He had a working job. Even when the cops pulled him over that day, he said, I work 6 days, I only get 1 day off. Can I just chill? I'm rapping. Can I just chill? You can tell from that video how he was verbally talking to those officers, and they were all shook. Calm down, man. That he was a fighter. He didn't have a problem thinking, why can't I jog in your neighborhood? Y'all took a strong, beautiful, chocolate, strong brother from us. Y'all took a good one from us, daggone it. I'm sick and tired of y'all. He gonna sit here and say, I can't sleep. Nobody give a John Brown about the sleep you losing. You finna lose some more sleep. And I pray that every meal and tray you get has some ants and some roaches or some something on there, mold on your bread, rat poison in your cereal. I pray one of them CEOs get a grand idea concerning you. He gonna end up killing himself. He ain't gonna be able to take it. Hey, arresting you racist Americans. Gregory and his son Travis is the future for y'all. Y'all finna be going through captivity. Y'all and your sons. It's in the book of Obadiah.
That's a prime example right there.
A life well lived, of service to his community.
A life well lived, a service to his community. Let me tell you something. We don't care about the service you did to the community. Of course, you're going to serve your community because your community are a bunch of people like you. Where that light at? We don't care about your service to your community. Don't give a John Brown about that. Talking about a service to the community. And one of those services include shooting down joggers that you feel, even the lady saying this, that you feel had no business running through there. He did a good deed. Also, may that whole neighborhood be plagued in the mighty name of Yeshua, because the blood of Ahmaud A cries out against y'all. Now what? You take one of his, we taking a plethora of yours.
Sick and thin, with absolutely no criminal history and not a single complaint ever made.
Let me tell you something. She sounds too emotionally tied in expressing this. She doesn't present herself like the professional prosecutor. She gave you no emotion. She was straight on the law, drilling the law. Made sure the jury understood just the kind of pigs they were in such a professional form. Absolutely no criminal history. Get that mess up out of here. You kidding me? No criminal history. As you're sitting here convincing us to let them out for criminal that they just made history for in the midst of a pandemic, while we got sitting there, while everybody got to be booked in. Y'all picked the right time to mess with us, man. While we was all in our houses, minding our business. And we had to see George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery. Y'all had to just boom, 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 boom.
64 years on this planet.
Then another cop, female cop, accidentally said she tased him, but shot somebody.
For disparate treatment.
Sickening.
In sum, Judge, as I submit this to the court shall be authorized to release a person on bail if the court finds that the person poses no significant risk of flight, danger,
Oh, you just reading stuff.
risk of committing new felony, risk of intimidating witnesses, or obstructing justice. Your Honor, we've presented evidence in rebuttal as to each of these four.
No, I'm glad. This was a year ago, though. This was a year ago.
To deny bond and bail on this particular case.
That being the case, the court does not intend to grant bond as to Travis McMichael or Greg McMichael.
Great. In other words,
Bond denied.
that part.
So they're locked up until this thing goes to trial.
As they should have
They'll be
been.
locked up unless the jury comes back and says not guilty. So today was a major setback.
What would even possess
I think they
them?
went in thinking.
The nervous. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Wake up. He said, I keep waking up. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go to sleep. And I'm going to wake up. And this is all going to be a nightmare. Okay, let's try. Chain doors locking. Ching, ching. I'm here. I'm here. Orange jumpsuit. I'm here. I'm here. Miracle. Miracle. People banging on the cells. This can't be true. This can't be true. No, it's absolutely true. The nerve that you thought you was going to get bail. Want to be convincing us about your three witnesses, which is one was Diego Perez. Another one was your ex-Marine friend. And whoever else was the third witness. Talking about he was a good man and this is in the third and this is in the third. He was civilized, didn't pose no harm to anyone innocent. Until February 23rd, 2020. And prior brothers, yeah, guess what, Gregory McMichael? You will end in your conscience, and the Father knows what you've done to other people while you was a cop. Now, you can sit here and act like you didn't, but I pray the Most High remind you, give you good old-fashioned friendly reminders every time you close your eyes. And when your eyes open, every time you breathe, for every breath you breathe, I pray that y'all hear his gargling. I'm not playing. I'm going to pray every day for the rest of y'all wicked lives and the rest like you. I'm going to pray every day of my life that racists get what they deserve, that wicked Edomites get what they deserve. Oh, yeah, happy piece of dedication to my brothers and sisters out there. Let the story of Maccabee show you the strength and courage of how we don't take no nonsense from these nasty, filthy Greeks. Love them some pork-loving heathens. Yeah, so if y'all get a chance, just check out the ABC's news channel on Nowhere to Run concerning Ahmaud Arbery. It's just I think like 3 or 4 part videos on him and his family talking and just giving you the insight on how wicked and corrupt the district attorneys and basically the officers were on the scene. Just look at her little face. Just look at her. Hold, let me put my screen resolution down. So just look at her. Just wicked. Just wicked. Opposing attorneys had raised flags about former Brunswick DA Jackie. They raised flags about her. Praying for recompense to be sent. I don't know how anybody could enjoy that house. I heard that I was looking on Google and it said that people didn't enjoy the houses of the house that Ahmaud was looking in. They need to be sent. They need to be sentenced to death. They really need the death sentence. They straight up lynched that man. But it's gonna be all right. Most I got their number. Some people got to be tormented before they see that dirt. You know what I'm saying? And I believe the McMichael's definitely a good old fashioned dosing of torment. Okay, that's just the way it is. You know, you don't do evil and think that you're going to get off. And the fact that the man, his district attorney for the McMichaels, had the nerve to say he poses no threat to society and the community. I was just like, what? Do you hear? So also, recompense. I don't care if it was your job or not, district attorneys for the McMichaels and the Roddy. I'm praying that y'all also, that the blood of Ahmaud A cries out against you. Just like the district attorneys could have said, you know, I'm taking myself in this. You could have said, I'm sorry, I can't defend that case. I can't defend you. You can deny that case. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, family. Please check out the I'm gonna give y'all the link to this video I was just referring to, where you can check it. It's basically no bond. It was last year, no bond for the father and son accused killers. But I'm also gonna pray for when the sentencing comes in. I'm gonna be praying that this is our prayer, that the officers and the district attorney of all the wicked ones, anybody had a hand dealing in the Ahmaud Arbery's case in a wicked form, that the Most High brings swift vengeance to them, and that they will get no bond, no parole, not in the bond, no parole in the name of Yeshua.
Yeah, Mom, where's the
Coloring
where's the little black thingy of the markers and stuff?
black thingy.
With the crayons and markers.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Black thing.
I put it in the little school case thing.
Talking about the little box?
Mhm.
Right there.
But no, I had a little black thing.
I don't know what you're talking about. Come on here and say hi to the family. Come on and say hi. Just poke your little face in. Just poke your little face. Come on, say shalom to the family. Say happy feast of dedications. Come on, show me your glorious fro. Come on now. All right, fine. Are you gonna say hi? Oh, Zeba gonna say hi, family. Our firstborn. Yep, here comes Zion. He said he ain't gonna be having it without me. See, Zion play. What's going on? That's my Zion. And there goes Zebuldiah. All right, family. Well, that was the reason I put that number in there, because that was the address of what you said. It's not like you said a bad word. Oh, that was the address of the radio station that actually released the tape. And notice it say the number is 144. The mother, listen, you know, I am really grateful that mother, Ahmaud's mom, that she did not give up on seeking justice for her son. And I'm not sure which one of them, but I think there's another case coming against one of those people, one of the three, because they said some woman was accused of being raped, something like that. I'm not sure. I want to find out. I'm gonna get that juice. But here's a little advice for you all. If you have Bibles, there it goes. Look, if you have Bibles that they're bonding or not doing too good, this is what I do whenever my Bible is closed. I just, if I were you, I would never throw a page away. If you ever lose a page, do not throw them away. Just don't do it. I'm sure you know better than that. Something else I wanted to share that was quite interesting to me, a little rebuke for George M. Lanza or anyone responsible for his book being sold. I got this book early in spring. This was the Aramaic Peshitta with the Old and New Testament, and it was like probably like $30. Do you know it is now going for $158? Shame on whoever is responsible. Rebuke and woe to you in the mighty name of Yeshua for whoever was responsible for this book, the word being priced up. I had come up with this brilliant idea to, you know, just tie a ribbon or a bow and, you know, like some cloth around it when I'm not reading it, so I would not lose my pages. Something else I wanted to address and I'm going to deal with. I have a question. my question is, are there any, let me put the light on. I know I'm famous for some expressions. Are there any difference? Is there a difference between the covenant of Adam and Eve onto Noah onto Abraham? Were there any differences when the Father says, "I change not"? The reason I asked this question is because I saw today on Brother Holly's video, you were sharing, I think it was, I can't remember the title of it, but I saw something where you were talking about, it was called the covenants. The covenants. And you said, I was curious, this is why I asked the question. I was curious to know if there was a difference in the covenants. Because I feel that from reading the scriptures that the same covenant that the Father had with Adam, well, maybe not in of terms of the blessings. I don't think, well, actually it is because he told Adam, you can rule, be fruitful, multiply. So his fruitfulness was basically, he had a promise of being fruitful, just keep the garden. Then to Abraham, he told him he was going to give him all this province, in other words, dominion. And then with the children of Jacob, he said that we would possess the nations and all their territory. So, but all we had to do was obey his word. And if the word doesn't change, my question is to Brother Holly, if you're willing to share or do a video on it or make a comment, is what really is the difference between the covenants? Because I didn't see a difference, but I don't see a difference between the covenants, because, and my meaning of saying this is because the Father is just. He's not going to condemn a people that he did not require something from them. Now, he's not condemning people just because he wants to condemn them. All of every single creature, no, every man on this earth is going to be judged by the books. Rather those that had the law and those that did not have the law. I know that the Father made a covenant with the children of Abraham through the promise being given through Isaac. As it is written, the word states that. But ain't none of these nations getting off. And if they choose to walk in the steps of Rahab, Ruth, the soldier that stated, what must I do to be saved? If they come to that place and receive those who he has sent, then they will be pardoned. They don't represent the nation, they represent themselves, because born again, being born of the Spirit is simply that. And this is where I think we may have a slight of a disagreement, because some would say no other nations can be saved, and no. Understand that the scripture shows us otherwise. And we have to be righteously mature enough to acknowledge that our Father is a respect of no persons. And if someone acknowledges their wickedness and he gives them a heart to receive his word, not only that, remember Philip in the Ethiopian eunuch when he was immersed? And he said, how else would I know? Let someone teach me. Those are examples. The nations must understand that the only way that you can receive the Son is if you go through his people. That was the true design of him choosing a people unto himself, is the standard above all people. What would make us above all people? Righteousness. So I just want to express that. And I just want to state to you, Brother Holly, I respect you as an elder, young elder man, and I respect what you do. And I learn a lot from your channel, and I appreciate, you coming here and showing love and support for me as well. However, most of y'all have watched me for some time. Y'all know about me. Y'all know how I am. And if I see something that is a little bit contrary to scripture, I'm going to call you on it. And if I'm wrong, I appreciate you do the same for me. with love and with respect. And so at the end of the day, my stance of question in here is, and maybe I saw you had a part 2. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. So maybe I'll watch part 2 and that'll be my answer, be answered there. My question will be answered in your video. And my question was simply, what is the difference between covenants? The Father requires all men to repent. I believe that's in Romans. I'm not sure where it's at. But if there's anyone that's unrepentant when his son returns, they're going to be destroyed. The nations have chosen their gods for them. So he's not dealing with the nations. But if they choose to, like, that's what John 17 is about when he says, and anybody that will receive them. That would mean, so is he justified if he destroys those of our own nation that don't receive those, he said? Yes, he's justified in that. Same example. Judgment begins. Judgment begins with the house. It does not end there. And a person can't be judged if a standard is not applied. And the standard the Father gives to all men is righteousness and obeying simply his rules. Think about this. Wouldn't it be a better place if Jacob was the standard on the earth, we were up high, and all other nations did what we said according to our laws, rather than us being on low, applying to their laws? Here we are in the kingdom of darkness, and we are having to be subject to their laws. Why couldn't they be subject to our laws? They're going to have to be. That's what them being in captivity is going to be all about. If anybody be found not coming to Jerusalem and keeping the feast day, they're going to be put to death. Yes, utterly put to death. So that should tell you there's going to be some heathens in the kingdom. They're going to get it right. It ain't going to be no Christmases and no Easters and no Halloween. Ain't going to be none of that. And they want to enforce their stupid wickednesses on us. They're going to get right. If they can't get right, they're going to be put to death. So I pray you all have a lovely night. And my question again, Brother Holly, is what is the difference in covenants? And you're not the only one. Somebody else, another brother or sister wants to share something they have to present via scripture, I'm all here for you. Present the question. Present your, reasoning. And let us reason as brothers and sisters with respect and love for each other. All right? Love you all. Shalom. Shalom. Peace.